What's up, cool people? Welcome to today's live stream. For all of you who do not know, my name is Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer. Uh, I'm pretty much just a random Christian guy playing random-ish games, trying to connect with random people and maybe help answer their random questions about God, the Bible, other faith-related stuff, and maybe other things that happen to come up that aren't even related to that. But anyway, today's live stream is the usual recording session kind of thing. So, starting off with some Bible study. Gonna do a couple chapters in First Samuel, continuing, basically Saul's story as king of Israel. And then we're gonna jump into some video games afterwards, continuing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So we're clear on that. And yeah, we'll just see where all that takes us. I will say, I'm kind of tossing around the idea in my head of maybe splitting up some of the Bible study between my two different streams so that it's like consistently there to some effect, and it's not just like all of that in one stream. And I don't know. I'm tossing around the idea, but at the same time, the main reason I have the streams the way that I do, with recording session types on Tuesdays and Saturdays not having anything recorded, was so that the Saturday ones I could essentially just hang out, chat with y'all, whatever comes up, and just kind of, be a little even more chill and relaxed than the recording streams, because when I'm recording stuff, I'm also at least a little bit focused on and concerned with that. But anyway, so that's the general outline, plan, and all that kind of stuff for today's stream. I will go ahead and run the obligatory early Twitch ad break. I don't know why it insists on doing that like within the first 5 minutes of the stream, but anyway, that'll run. I'll switch over to the Bible study stuff, and then we'll get things rolling here. So, YouTube viewers, as usual, you get to see the whole transition and all that kind of stuff, which really isn't that much. But anyway, also, I don't know why today in particular, my new-ish chair here seems to want to be extra noisy, extra creaky. It wants to creak an unusual amount. I did notice there were some screws, underneath the chair that help hold it together that were a little bit loose, but I've tightened those up and it's still making the noise, so I'm not totally sure what's up with that. Might have to just try spraying the thing down with a little WD-40 or something. I don't know. But yeah. So, as a bit of a heads up, I will probably, well, I'll say the heads up now, but I'll also probably post this on YouTube channel and social media stuff and all that. But I'm gonna have to miss 1 week entirely soon and maybe rearrange another. But yeah, long story short, next week should be fine, completely as normal. The following week, though, I'll be heading up to Pennsylvania to visit my family because my little sister's graduating high school. And yeah, so I'll miss at least one entire week of streams late May, early June because of that. And maybe if I shift my usual Tuesday stream to Thursday, I could still only miss 1 week of live streams. But getting the word out on that a little bit, just so y'all have some heads up. Might have to see about going into my schedule on Twitch and at least for the 1 week saying, hey, nope, not doing it. Won't be here. But anywho, okay. Enough about all that. It is time to get into some Bible study. And the first chapter we got in story is a bit on the long side. Second chapter isn't short, but it's not as bad. Okay, come on. Jeez. And just because the rapid changing of web pages, it kind of freaked out on me for a sec. Glad I wasn't recording then. But I'm about to start recording. So, here we go. Alrighty. So, we are looking at 1 Samuel chapter 14, and context for this, Saul is king of Israel, but not too long, well, actually an unknown amount of time, but seemingly not too long after becoming king, he's in a battle with the Philistines, and things are looking kind of bad. He's supposed to wait for Samuel to make a particular offering to get the Lord's blessing, but the appointed amount of time passes, and he gets tired of waiting, so he tries to do the offering himself, and right then Samuel shows up and is like, what are you doing? This is bad. You just basically ignored God's commands. So, guess what? Your kingdom is going to end rather quickly now. Like, you might still be king for a while longer, but your descendants will not continue to rule over Israel. And then things went from bad to worse against the Philistines. And that's kind of the situation we find ourselves in or the situation we find the Israelites in this chapter. So, without further ado, here we go. This is 1 Samuel chapter 14. One day Jonathan said to his armor-bearer, "Come on, let's go over to where the Philistines have their outpost." But Jonathan did not tell his father what he was doing. Meanwhile, Saul and his 600 men were camped on the outskirts of Gibeah, around the pomegranate tree at Migron. Among Saul's men were Ahijah the priest, who was wearing the ephod, the priestly vest. Ahijah was the son of Ichabod's brother Ahitub, son of Phinehas, son of Eli, the priest of the Lord who had served at Shiloh. Now, Eli was the one serving as priest when Samuel was born and when he kind of got raised in service of the priests. So, while Eli's immediate family, and especially his sons and some other relatives, might have gotten a swift death because they didn't serve as priests the way they should have. Especially Eli's sons didn't really care about it the way they were supposed to. They might have met a swift end at one point, but further descendants still persisted. I don't know. I guess maybe it speaks to Eli's age and just how many people in his family there were already, that it's still talking about. So Phineas was Eli's son. Then we had Ahitub, who was his son. And then Ichabod was brother, so same generation there. But then, so we've still got like 2 generations after Eli's sons is the person who's now serving in the priest's role here. But anyway, so yeah, Saul only has 600 men with him. He initially had, I think, 3,000 chosen men to try and fight the Philistines with. And they had some slight success early on, but then crushing defeat after the Philistines just decided to bring more people into the fight, I guess. But anyway, so Saul was doing stuff. Jonathan's like, hey, let's go to the Philistine outpost here. Probably kind of sneakily. Now, where Saul was, it mentions they were at the outskirts of Gibeah, around the pomegranate tree at Migron. Or, according to the footnote here, it could have been around the rock of Rimmon. Now, I do remember the rock of Rimmon being mentioned previously. It actually gives you references here in Judges. But either way, some significant landmark that was presumably in a different direction. Anyway, we've got a long chapter ahead of us for this one, so let me not talk too much more on a particular moment. So we'll continue on toward the tail end of verse 3. No one realized that Jonathan had left the Israelite camp. To reach the Philistine outpost, Jonathan had to go down between 2 rocky cliffs that were called Bozez and Seneh. The cliff on the north was in front of Michmash, and the one on the south was in front of Geba. Let's go across to the outpost of those pagans, Jonathan said to his armor-bearer. Perhaps the Lord will help us, for nothing can hinder the Lord. He can win a battle whether he has many warriors or only a few. Do what you think is best, the armor-bearer replied. I'm with you completely, whatever you decide. That seems to indicate a couple of things. A, Jonathan's faith in God, and, what God can do. And also the armor-bearer's faith in Jonathan, and or God. But presumably at least in Jonathan. Now remember, Jonathan is Saul's son. So, he also kind of, actually it mentioned in the previous chapter that Jonathan kind of had a significant role within the army. He actually led a group of the troops against the Philistines, when they still had the 3,000 men. But, continue on to verse 8. All right then, Jonathan told him. We will cross over and let them see us. If they say to us, stay where you are, or we'll kill you, then we will stop and not go up to them. But if they say, come on up and fight, then we will go up. That will be the Lord's sign that he will help us defeat them. When the Philistines saw them coming, they shouted, Look, the Hebrews are crawling out of their holes. Then the men from the outpost shouted to Jonathan, Come on up here and we'll teach you a lesson. Come on, climb right behind me, Jonathan said to his armor-bearer, for the Lord will help us defeat them. So they climbed up using both hands and feet, and the Philistines fell before Jonathan, and his armor-bearer killed those who came behind them. They killed some 20 men in all, and their bodies were scattered over about half an acre. Suddenly panic broke out in the Philistine army. both in the camp and in the field, including even the outposts and raiding parties. And just then an earthquake struck, and everyone was terrified. So, Jonathan and his armor bearer, on their own, end up killing around 20 Philistine warriors. Which, in and of itself, doesn't sound absurd, depending a little bit on the circumstances. But that was just the introduction to what happened, because then there was an earthquake, which probably, in and of itself, had everybody worried, okay, wait, there's an earthquake, what's going to happen? I don't want to get swallowed up in some major, crack in the ground or something. And or might have been some sort of omen of bad things coming upon the Philistines. But, so yeah, they go up and have, an initial bit of success in fighting against the Philistines. And this is, to the best of our understanding, as far as it explains it here, this is literally just Jonathan and his armor bearer. Nobody else is with them. There's a footnote here where it mentioned the bodies being scattered over about half an acre. Hebrew says half a yoke. A yoke was the amount of land plowed by a pair of yoked oxen in one day. Okay. Might not necessarily have been an acre, but, maybe decent enough spread, but not like, I don't know. It's not like massive. One acre is I'm trying to think relative to, things that I personally know. I think my parents' house sits on a plot of land that's about half an acre. So, I mean, an acre's still fairly big, but take like 2 suburban house plots. And that's, I guess, about the size you're working with. Just the land area. But anyway, so it's like soldiers are dropping off to one side here. Nobody really seems to know what's going on. They're starting to get worried. And then an earthquake only adds to that for the Philistines. And then we get to verse 16. Saul's lookouts in Gibeah of Benjamin saw a strange sight. The vast army of Philistines began to melt away in every direction. Call the roll and find out who's missing, Saul ordered. And when they checked, they found that Jonathan and his armor-bearer were gone. Then Saul shouted to Ahijah, "Bring the ephod here." For at that time, Ahijah was wearing the ephod in front of the Israelites. But while Saul was talking to the priest, the confusion of the Philistine camp grew louder and louder. So Saul said to the priest, "Never mind, let's get going." I wonder if he was, trying to call the priest to give an offering to bless their battle or whatever. Or maybe try and get something else, some other word from the Lord. Hopefully he had maybe learned a bit of a lesson from before, but who knows. In any case, there was a big commotion among the Philistines, so much that Saul and his troops heard it and kind of wondered what was going on. Saul wanted to get the priest involved in some way or another, but then he notices the noise from the Philistines getting even louder and says, "Never mind, let's get going." I would think probably his mindset was, clearly there's some sort of thing going on, something big that's causing a stir, And we should take advantage of that while we have something to work with. Also, hey Jake, nice to see you. Thanks for the lurk. Much appreciated. We've got footnotes to look at here. So where it says Philistines begin to melt away in every direction, that's coming more so from the Greek version. Hebrew reads they went and there. You would think it should be like they went here and there, as in they were just like confused, scattering around. But I guess it's still kind of the same general intent either way. So they might have gone with the Greek because that was a little bit easier and or clearer what it was saying. Footnote, it's wearing the ephod in front of the Israelites. That's it, as in some Greek manuscripts. Hebrew reads, bring the ark of God. For at that time the ark of God was with the Israelites. Rather than bringing the ephod because it was being worn in front of the Israelites. Yeah, bringing the ark would maybe make a little more sense. Because I don't think the ephod was really supposed to be worn much outside of the tabernacle. It was pretty much purely for, like, the main, offerings and whatnot. Don't think it was really supposed to be worn too much outside of that. But anyway, footnote here. Never mind, let's get going. Hebrew says, withdraw your hand. Kind of as a, you know what, forget it. In case, I guess, whatever the priest was about to do, whether it be an offering or something else. Saul's like, never mind, forget it, don't worry about it. And then we pick up in verse 20. Then Saul and all his men rushed out to the battle and found the Philistines killing each other. There was terrible confusion everywhere. Even the Hebrews who had previously gone over to the Philistine army revolted and joined in with Saul, Jonathan, and the rest of the Israelites. Likewise, the men of Israel who were hiding in the hill country of Ephraim joined the chase when they saw the Philistines running away. So the Lord saved Israel that day, and the battle continued to rage even beyond Beth-aven. So that's basically just the Philistines doing the same kind of thing that happened, if you remember, back in Judges with Gideon and, the army they were up against. Just absolute panic, confusion. They're running around, not even sure. Now, I did notice here it mentioned Hebrews who had previously gone over to the Philistine army revolted and joined with Saul, Jonathan, and the Israelites. So there were Hebrews, Israelite soldiers, amongst the Philistine army. That could have had a major hand in the Philistines panicking and being confused here. Because they might have wound up thinking, did these Hebrews join our army just to wait for an opportune moment and attack us from within? That could have been their mindset. I'm not saying for sure that it was, but it could have been their mindset in this moment, and it would explain even more so the Philistines going around and just killing each other, because then there's even greater confusion of who they're supposed to trust and who they're not able to trust. So, anyway, we still got over half the chapter to go. Sorry if I sounded a little tired, disgusted, not wanting to do it. That's not what I meant. Just noticing how much more I still have left to go and being like, sheesh, in a different way. Anywho, okay, all that to say, let's move along. Verse 24. Now the men of Israel were pressed to exhaustion that day, because Saul had placed them under an oath, saying, "Let a curse fall on anyone who eats before evening, before I have full revenge on my enemies." So no one ate anything all day, even though they had all found honeycomb on the ground in the forest. They didn't dare touch the honey because they all feared the oath they had taken. But Jonathan had not heard his father's command, and he dipped the end of his stick into a piece of honeycomb and ate the honey. After he had eaten it, he felt refreshed. But one of the men saw him and said, "Your father made the army take a strict oath that anyone who eats food today will be cursed. That is why everyone is weary and faint." Yeah. This is at least the second time in the past couple of books of the Bible where somebody making an oath kind of backfires, specifically against their children. But in this case, it was Saul making this oath while Jonathan was not there to hear it or be informed. So Jonathan had a little bit of something to eat, giving him a little more strength, which in a way was good, but it also may have invoked Saul's curse. Okay, so this verse where it says, after he had eaten, he felt refreshed, could also read, his eyes brightened instead of he felt refreshed. But anyway, similar kind of idea that, he was more awake, more energetic, more alert, and basically more ready for battle. Okay, verse 29. This is Jonathan speaking here. "My father has made trouble for us all," Jonathan exclaimed. "A command like that only hurts us. See how refreshed I am now that I have eaten this little bit of honey. If the men had been allowed to eat freely from the food they found among our enemies, I think how many more Philistines we could have killed." They chased and killed the Philistines all day from Michmash to Aijalon, growing more and more faint. That evening they rushed for the battle plunder and butchered the sheep, goats, cattle, and calves, but they ate them without draining the blood. Someone reported to Saul, "Look, the men are sinning against the Lord by eating meat that still has blood in it." That was actually a command that was given way back, I want to say in like Exodus or Leviticus or something like that. It was, from a practical standpoint, it was a way to, make sure that their food was properly cooked. But also, because of the way that the command is worded, it was, they were essentially disobeying God by eating this meat before it had really cooked the way it was supposed to. Now, today, especially when you get stuff like steak or whatever, you can order it at different levels of doneness. And generally, straight up rare is kind of an uncommon way for people to order it, but it is a way people order it. Personally, I think I'm a little more of a medium rare kind of guy myself. That's usually like right about when it's not so much bleeding anymore. I don't know. Kind of at the borderline there. Of course, the thing is, sometimes I'll order like that at a restaurant and it'll come out more on the rare end of things than the medium. So I almost end up leaning towards ordering it just medium anyway. Tangent. But I would guess, related to this, that, these men were probably eating the meat rare or maybe even less cooked than that. Anywho. Okay, moving along, kind of partway through verse 33, we pick this up. That is very wrong, Saul said. Find a large stone and roll it over here. Then go out among the troops and tell them, bring the cattle, sheep, and goats here to me. Kill them here and drain the blood before you eat them. Do not sin against the Lord by eating meat with the blood still in it. So that night all the troops brought their animals and slaughtered them there. Then Saul built an altar to the Lord. It was the first of the altars he built to the Lord. Okay, also, like, if Saul wouldn't have made that previous oath that made the troops so hungry at this point, they might not have been in such a rush to get this food. So, it's kind of his own mistake. At least he's doing something to try and fix it or make it better moving forward. But anyway, still kind of his fault. Anywho, after Saul built the altar, we get to verse 36. Then Saul said, let's chase the Philistines all night and plunder them until sunrise. Let's destroy every last one of them. His men replied, we'll do whatever you think is best. But the priest said, let's ask God first. So Saul asked God, should we go after the Philistines? Will you help us defeat them? But God made no reply that day. Then Saul said to the leaders, something's wrong. I want all my army commanders to come here. We must find out what sin was committed today. I vow by the name of the Lord who rescued Israel that the sinner will surely die, even if it is my own son Jonathan. But no one would tell him what the trouble was. Ha ha, really? Even if it's your own son, you say? Again, hasty words. Being problematic. Anyway, yeah, because Jonathan was the one who had eaten the honey and gone against his previous oath because he didn't know. Although, the trouble could have been Jonathan doing that. It could have also been the meat being eaten before it was, drained of blood in the early goings of that situation. But anyway, we'll get more info probably if we continue along here in verse 40. Then Saul said, Jonathan and I will stand over here, and all of you stand over there. And the people responded to Saul, whatever you think is best. Then Saul prayed, O Lord, God of Israel, please show us who is guilty and who is innocent. Then they cast sacred lots, and Jonathan and Saul were chosen as the guilty ones, and the people were declared innocent. Then Saul said, now cast lots again and choose between me and Jonathan. And Jonathan was shown to be the guilty one. Tell me what you have done, Saul demanded of Jonathan. I tasted a little honey, Jonathan admitted. It was only a little bit on the end of my stick. Does that deserve death? Yes, Jonathan, Saul said. You must die. May God strike me and even kill me if you do not die for this. But the people broke in and said to Saul, Jonathan has won this great victory over Israel. Should he die? Far from it. As surely as the Lord lives, not one hair on his head will be touched, for God helped him do a great deed today. So the people rescued Jonathan, and he was not put to death. Then Saul called back the army from chasing the Philistines, and the Philistines returned home. So, yeah, all those hasty words nearly wound up getting Jonathan killed and kind of, figuratively biting Saul in the butt, because his own son would have wound up dying because of his hasty words. And Jonathan not being around to hear what he said. But, sorry, I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't miss any footnotes. No. Okay. doesn't seem like it, at least for the earlier sections. There was a footnote G somewhere around here. There we go. So the Greek version adds to this part where it says, Lord God of Israel, please show us who is guilty and who is innocent. Greek adds, if the fault is with me or my son Jonathan, respond with Urim. But if the men of Israel are at fault, respond with Tumim. The Urim and Tumim were these instruments. I'm not sure what exactly to call them. I'm not 100% sure what they even looked like exactly. But they were instruments that the priests used to help discern things. This was... Now, it mentions casting lots a little later. It's that kind of thing where they, like... Okay, so similar to the Philistines back in chapter 5 or 6, whichever it was, when they wanted to get rid of the Ark of the Covenant, similar to them just basically, taking new cows, tying them to a cart with the Ark of the Covenant on it, and sending them off for Israel, and letting the cows do what they would do. This was sort of a similar kind of method of doing something where they would kind of let the pieces fall, so to speak, as they would, and usually there would be some sort of request from God, kind of reflecting Saul's words in this footnote here, that's like, all right, give us a sign. Is it this or that? So, I guess you could sort of equate it with flipping a coin, or if there were more things going on, it might have, there might have been some added complexity to that. But in any case, point being, it wasn't like they were leaving it up to luck. It was that they were trying to call upon the Lord and have him guide the Urim and Tumim to show, basically to reveal the truth to them, to show them what, in this case, who was in the wrong, and help figure out what was going on and how to fix the problem, or, respond to all that. But anyway, enough about that. But basically, the other men, because of this victory, said, no, Jonathan shouldn't die. He just led us to this. So, because it seemed like the Lord had Jonathan's back, the soldiers didn't want to kill Jonathan. Partially, I would guess, in case God's blessing would then sort of leave them. Jonathan was the one that seemed to be blessed, and maybe that blessing would leave along with him if they killed him. Anyway, all right, now we'll get to verse 47 and kind of wrap up the chapter here in a bit. Now, when Saul had secured his grasp on Israel's throne, he fought against his enemies in every direction, against Moab, Ammon, Edom, the kings of Zobah, and the Philistines. And wherever he turned, he was victorious. He performed great deeds and conquered the Amalekites, saving Israel from all those who had plundered them. Saul's sons included Jonathan, Ishbosheth, and Malchishua. Whatever. He also had 2 daughters, Merab, who was older, and Michal. Saul's wife was Ahinoam, the daughter of Ahimaaz. The commander of Saul's army was Abner, son of Saul's uncle Ner. Saul's father Kish and Abner's father Ner were both sons of Abiel. The Israelites fought constantly with the Philistines throughout Saul's lifetime. So whenever Saul observed a young man who was brave and strong, he drafted him into his army. So, I guess that gives a little more background on Saul, his family, and a slightly broader picture of things that happened during his reign as king. But the Philistines apparently persisted as a problem the entire time. And I guess what we read about in this chapter and the couple of chapters prior was just the start of it, in a way. Now, this note at the end about him, drafting brave and strong men into his army constantly because of the Philistines, that right there fulfilled some of God's words, which were then repeated by Samuel later on, about what would happen if Israel had a king. That was supposed to be one of the reasons why they would maybe refrain from having a king. Because that's generally not something that they would want. Just any and all young, strong, brave men to get drafted into the army just because that's how they were. There might have been some other things that they could have been useful for, but Saul basically wound up putting them all in his army because of the constant conflict with the Philistines and other peoples around them. Got some footnotes to look at here. Wherever he turned, he was victorious. That's how the Greek reads. Hebrew says he acted wickedly. I suppose talking about, him being maybe a little more on the ruthless side and or just, insisting on attacking the people around them, perhaps to the point of not even trying to make peace. Footnote here at Ishbosheth. Hebrew says Ishvi, a variant name for Ishbosheth, also known as Eshbaal, or Eshbaal, whatever. Any other footnotes in amongst all this? No. Okay. So yeah, I guess good that the Israelites are having a little more success. But it's, you're seeing the signs of Saul, fitting what was prophesied about a king in Israel, that he would be, that he would draft all their young men, or at least all their strong men, that he would perhaps even, as this footnote implies, or even just outright mentions, that he would be a bit ruthless, maybe even harsh to some extent to his own people. I mean, he seemed, at least in, this section about his oath, he was rather brash in, making that oath and saying a bunch of the things that he said there. So, yeah, he was perhaps not exactly a level-headed kind of fellow. Almost makes me wonder, because it said, when he was anointed, that, he was hiding in amongst the baggage or the equipment that was there. The combination of that and him having, some detractors early on almost makes me wonder if he kind of approached the role of king with a bit of a chip on his shoulder the whole time. But anyway, that's just kind of me adding some other thoughts to Saul and what seems to be his character. But that's all we get in this chapter. Okay. And I don't think I'm... Yeah, I definitely would not promise that I could get through the next chapter before another ad break would hit. So let me just, sort of head that off at the pass, so to speak. And, yeah. Tell you what. I might as well do another little thing or two real quick while that's going on. I'll play some music for you in the meantime and just take a bit of a break overall myself. So, see y'all in a little bit, I guess. Okay. And we're back. I forgot that I had the Twitch stream window sitting up there for a sec. Oh well. Glad that kind of stuff doesn't make it into the recordings. Okay. And I don't think there's too much else that needs to be said in transition. Let me just make sure my Xbox isn't gonna fall asleep on me in the meantime. Okay. I suppose we'll get I was about to... My brain was stuck between get going and get rolling with the next chapter. But anyway. Okay. Let's get things started here with the next chapter of Bible study. Alrighty. We are now looking at 1 Samuel chapter 15. So, past couple of chapters, there's been Saul and the Israelite army fighting against the Philistines. They had a little bit of early success, but then got overwhelmed by the Philistines at one point. But then Jonathan kind of brings in a sneak attack, and then they get a rather resounding victory, at least compared to what they had before. And so then Saul kind of gets more fully established as king. Basically it said that he just kept going and going to the point of it being, I don't know, almost ruthless how persistent he was against any possible enemies of Israel. So that kind of like is going to be the main theme of Saul's reign as king. But let's actually read through this chapter here and see what else happens. So, here we go. 1 Samuel chapter 15. One day Samuel said to Saul, "It was the Lord who told me to anoint you as king of his people Israel. Now listen to this message from the Lord. This is what the Lord of Heaven's armies has declared. I have decided to settle accounts with the nation of Amalek for opposing Israel when they came from Egypt. Now go and completely destroy the entire Amalekite nation. Men, women, children, babies, cattle, sheep, goats, camels, and donkeys." So Saul mobilized his army at Telaim. There were 200,000 soldiers from Israel and 10,000 men from Judah. Then Saul and his army went to a town of the Amalekites and lay in wait in the valley. Saul sent this warning to the Kenites: "Move away from where the Amalekites live, or you will die with them. For you showed kindness to all the people of Israel when they came up from Egypt." So the Kenites packed up and left. Then Saul slaughtered the Amalekites from Havilah all the way to Shur, east of Egypt. He captured Agag, the Amalekite king, but completely destroyed everyone else. Saul and his men spared Agag's life and kept the best of the sheep and goats, the cattle, the fat calves, and the lambs. Everything, in fact, that appealed to them. They destroyed only what was worthless or of poor quality. Okay, so Amalek was, if I remember right, that was one of the places where Moses wanted to try and lead the Israelites through to get to the promised land, but their king at the time said, "No, we don't trust you. We think you're going to attack us." So they wanted to just try and get the upper hand rather than get surprised by the Israelites. Or something to that effect. Or the Israelites might have just conceded and gone around them at that point. That would explain why they're still powerful enough to maybe be an issue at this point. I don't know. But footnote there, destroy refers to the complete consecration of things or people to the Lord, either by destroying them or by giving them as an offering. Either way, nothing was supposed to be kept by any of the Israelites. I mean, maybe some things could have been given to the priests and or to the Lord as, as an offering or as something that would have been of use in that regard. But nobody, certainly not like the soldiers or Saul or anybody like that, none of them were supposed to really keep any plunder from this fight with the Amalekites. But Saul mobilizes the army, they go, they fight, they win, and they decide they're just going to keep some stuff anyway. Not a good idea, given what God told them not to do, and they're doing it. But anyway, it's just another not so great thing that Saul has done. Which at this point, it's approaching at least a handful of things. Like, he made that one offering he wasn't supposed to, or he tried to do it himself rather than wait for Samuel. He, made that brash oath that Jonathan wasn't there to hear. He decided to just continually draft the strong young men from Israel into his army, not really giving them any significant rest. And yeah. So then we have this. That's at least like the fourth pretty bad thing that Saul did. But anyway, then we get to verse 10. Then the Lord said to Samuel, I am sorry that I ever made Saul king, for he has not been loyal to me and has refused to obey my command. Samuel was so deeply moved when he heard this that he cried out to the Lord all night. Early the next morning, Samuel went to find Saul. Someone told him Saul went to the town of Carmel to set up a monument to himself. Then he went on to Gilgal. When Samuel finally found him, Saul greeted him cheerfully. May the Lord bless you, he said. I have carried out the Lord's command. Then what is all the bleating of sheep and goats and the lowing of cattle I hear? Samuel demanded. Yeah, Samuel was the one who told Saul that the Lord didn't want them keeping the animals. So he goes, finds Saul, and Saul's like, hey, good news. I did what you asked. Samuel's like, oh, really? You sure about that? Because it sounds to me like you didn't really do everything you were asked. So, then verse 15. Actually, hold up. Let me make sure I didn't miss any footnotes there. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Verse 15. It's true that the army spared the best of the sheep, goats, and cattle, Saul admitted. But they are going to sacrifice them to the Lord your God. We have destroyed everything else. Then Samuel said to Saul, Stop. Listen to what the Lord told me last night. What did he tell you? Saul asked. And Samuel told him, Although you may think little of yourself, are you not the leader of the tribes of Israel? The Lord has anointed you king of Israel. And the Lord sent you on a mission and told you, Go and completely destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, until they are all dead. Why haven't you obeyed the Lord? Why did you rush for the plunder and do what was evil in the Lord's sight? But I did obey the Lord, Saul insisted. I carried out the mission he gave me. I brought back King Agag, but I destroyed everyone else. Then my troops brought in the best of the sheep, goats, cattle, and plunder to sacrifice to the Lord your God in Gilgal. Notice how Saul keeps saying, your God, to Samuel, not saying that is the God that he worships and follows. That right there gives an indication of where Saul's heart is in all this. That it's really more on himself than on actually doing God's will. He just goes along with what Samuel says because, he knows that Samuel is wise, that what he says comes true, and Samuel was the one who anointed him king. So, yeah. This kind of stuff is why God said he regrets making Saul king. Because he's just doing his own thing. He's not really trying to, follow what God says. And whether or not they were actually going to sacrifice the plunder, that, I don't know, it seems like it could be just a convenient excuse that Saul came up with in the moment. Also, there were no directions from God to specifically sacrifice the best for, doing the sacrifices, if there were any that were supposed to be done. Anyway, verse 22 then. But Samuel replied, What is more pleasing to the Lord, your burnt offerings and sacrifices, or your obedience to his voice? Listen, obedience is better than sacrifice, and submission is better than offering the fat of rams. Rebellion is as sinful as witchcraft, and stubbornness as bad as worshipping idols. So because you have rejected the command of the Lord, he has rejected you as king. So this is where Samuel finally gets the full word to Saul that God doesn't really want him as king anymore. Although it was briefly mentioned before as well. In any case, this kind of stuff, like, this is why just, broadening the lens, the scope a bit on what we're reading. This kind of stuff is why Jesus had issues with the Pharisees. This kind of stuff is why God later says through a different prophet that, their sacrifices were worthless. Like, the fact that there were laws stating if you do this, make this sacrifice, that wasn't supposed to be used as a cop-out or an excuse to do the things they weren't supposed to do. It was, it was meant to be an indication that, disobeying God was meaningful. It was significant. And it made whoever sinned, whoever disobeyed, it messed up their relationship with God. And in order to show their dedication to God still, they had to show that they were willing to give something up. Something that was at least some kind of significant to them. And that's where a lot of those things regarding Old Testament sacrifice and whatnot, we might not still sacrifice animals today as Christians, but the idea of obeying God first and foremost, and that when you stray from God, it generally means you're going to have to give something up in order to make things right again. Like, that still applies very much. Anyway. Okay. Let's move along here to verse 24. Then Saul admitted to Samuel, "Yes, I have sinned. I have disobeyed your instructions and the Lord's command, for I was afraid of the people and did what they demanded. But now, please forgive my sin and come back with me so that I may worship the Lord." But Samuel replied, "I will not go back with you. Since you have rejected the Lord's command, he has rejected you as king of Israel." As Samuel turned to go, Saul tried to hold him back and tore the hem of his robe. And Samuel said to him, "The Lord has torn the kingdom of Israel from you today and has given it to someone else, one who is better than you. And he who is the glory of Israel will not lie, nor will he change his mind, for he is not human that he should change his mind." Then Saul pleaded again, "I know I have sinned, but please at least honor me before the elders of my people and before Israel by coming back with me so that I may worship the Lord your God." So Samuel finally agreed and went back with him, and Saul worshipped the Lord. So, just because Saul recognizes now that he's done something wrong, that in and of itself doesn't make the situation right. And, we're often encouraged to confess our sins to God and maybe even to others as a way of attempting to make things right and fixing our bad habits and all that. But the confession in and of itself isn't enough. If there's going to be any kind of a chance at making things right, we need to change our attitudes and our actions. So, Samuel doesn't really want to go along with Saul. He doesn't want to, give him any kind of particular blessing at this point because, the Lord has rejected Saul. But I guess, after some further pleading from Saul, Samuel agrees to go back with him and I guess assist Saul in trying to worship the Lord or something like that. Maybe Samuel was going to help with, you know, offering sacrifices and something else to that effect. I don't know. But I guess we'll see more on that in a little bit. Also, real quick, verse of Israel, note the capitalization there of glory, probably in reference to God, aka the Lord. It's not like some other random thing that's just like, okay, wait, who is this that Samuel's talking about? No, it's God. Further indicated by saying, he will not lie nor change his mind, for he's not human. So, yeah. Anyway. Just saying that, like, further making it clear that, look, Saul, God has spoken. You're not his chosen king anymore. And because God has said it, that's not going to change. Anyway. All right, after that exchange, then we get to verse 32 here. Then Samuel said, "Bring King Agag to me." Agag arrived full of hope, for he thought, "Surely the worst is over, and I have been spared." But Samuel said, "As your sword has killed the sons of many mothers, now your mother will be childless." And Samuel cut Agag to pieces before the Lord at Gilgal. Then Samuel went home to Ramah, and Saul returned to his house at Gibeah of Saul. Samuel never went to meet with Saul again, but he mourned constantly for him, and the Lord was sorry he had ever made Saul king of Israel. So, yeah, Agag was like, "Hey, you know what? I'm fine, right? Like, they did all the killing. It's calmed down now. They're not going to kill me now, right?" Wrong-o. So that part where King Agag is talking, the Dead Sea Scrolls in the Greek version read, Agag arrived hesitantly, for he thought, "Surely this is the bitterness of death." That's a totally different vibe, but it could be translation stuff. This whole, "surely this is the bitterness of death," the similarity with him saying "surely the worst is over," like that part sounds kind of similar because it's like, I've already been through a bunch, but it makes him sound a little more hopeful at the end. But maybe that's just, I don't know, an English way of trying to look at different languages and translate them, and maybe it was the way that this part was worded was almost meant to say something similar because it was a like it can't get any worse than this sort of idea. Maybe, I don't know. In any case, they Samuel specifically kills King Agag, which Saul did not do. By the way, Samuel was the one to initiate that. Who knows if Saul would have actually killed him? And then they part ways, and Samuel's, kind of sad about the way that things turned out with Saul being king. Maybe even the fact that, Israel had a human king to begin with. But yeah, all this stuff that's been happening the past few chapters just provides further evidence to Saul not being the most upstanding person, not the best example of a king. But anyway, that's all we really get in 1 Samuel 15. Okay. So that should do it for Bible study. Maybe at some point after I have my trip to see my family and all that, I could put together a couple of streams where I do multiple chapters, or I could tack on an extra chapter in a couple of Saturday streams. There's nothing saying I can't do that. I just have noticed that the schedule of my YouTube videos has gone slightly off balance between the Bible study and the gaming stuff again. But anywho, speaking of gaming stuff, it's about time that I get that all ready to go here. Because I just noticed how much time there still is before the next ad break. I might actually be able to fit a reasonable length episode in there. Especially if I stick more so to story stuff. I'll have decent enough progress to not feel like it's a waste. Okay, phone notifications are not important. Not at the moment, anyway. Alrighty. Getting the game ready to go here. Yeah. Ever since I changed the camera, there's a lot less of a setup transition. Oh, in case you've been missing the Saturday streams, yeah, I've been doing a little more in Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Just trying to take on some extra stuff. Beat a couple of the super bosses. And now I'm kind of synthesis item grinding for other stuff to do while I level grind and maybe prepare a bit better for the remaining 2 super bosses. But anyway, we're here for Chain of Memories today. Speaking of which, I should change stream information on Twitch to reflect that. Okay. There we go. It now accurately reflects the current situation. Going to load. Yes, we're picking things up in Wonderland. Hopefully the doors, or the rooms that I opened before are still open and I don't have to, like, redo a bunch of stuff there. Actually, which room is this? That is not the one I go to next. There we go. Which way do I need to go as well? World map. Okay, gotta go left first. And then up. Boing. So, if at any point I feel like I need to level grind, any of these places that I have opened, I could theoretically just put a new room card there and make it totally different. Anywho, alright. Also, let me take a look at the decks real quick. I don't think I had any other... So, what do these cards do? Can I just inspect the cards in some way? Increases the value of all cards by 1. Oh! Slightly extends the range of attack cards, limit 30 attacks. Increases the swing speed of all attack cards. Limit 2 reloads. It's actually not too bad. I might want to eventually think about making a deck with some of those in it. Anywho, okay. This is where we shall continue on and where I shall start recording. Here we go. Alrighty. Continuing on with the story in Wonderland here. I need 15 to get through this door. Jeez. Well, I got an 8 there. And a 7 there. I could just use those. Any other cards that I have a bunch of? I don't want to use a Calm Bounty, though. Alright, yeah. I think I'll just go with this 8 and this 7. And then the key card. On to more story. Things got a little crazy back there, but at least you're okay. I don't mean to be ungrateful, but was that true what you said? Are you the thief? What? Of course not. Why would I steal the Queen's memory? Yep. Sora only said that because he wanted to save... to show off. Is that right? Well, you saved me all the same. Thank you. It's the Cheshire Cat. Feeling better after that mad dash, are we? Oh, but you're not out of the woods yet. The Queen's a stickler for justice. She won't forget you till she remembers. She won't stop hounding you till you get her memory back. Did she forget because she remembers? Does she remember that she forgot? Doesn't matter, I suppose. I don't know. I think we ought to just stay away from her. But Sora, what about Alice? If the Queen catches her again, it's off with... well, you know. Then I guess we'd better do something about the Queen. You should do something. But you don't have to do anything. Huh? If you can't remember something, it's like it never happened. Likewise, if something never happened, you can't remember it. Try too hard to remember, and your memory might lie to you. Lie? That's all I'll say. The rest is for you to figure out. That kind of actually ends up saying something about the broader story of the game. Case in point, Organization 13 trying to make Sora remember things that were never really in his memory to begin with. basically, in doing so, the organization wants to try and sway Sora a particular direction and get him to go with what they want. But maybe I shouldn't be saying that yet. I think now I need to go back here. Man. Okay, here we go. Just any red. Okay, well, I've got 4 of these. I'll use a 2. And then that. I just realized, I think I could use a 0 card to fill any number requirement. Gosh, what's with the sudden change of scenery? Let's look around. Oh dear. Thought you'd seen the last of me, did you? Uh-oh. Game's up, scoundrels. For stealing my memory, I sentence you to... I sentence? Oh? What's going on? Where am I? Huh? What in the world am I doing? Confound it, I can't remember. What's wrong with her? Maybe somebody swiped her memory again. Sora, watch out. Something's coming. Yes. This guy. So this is what stole the Queen's memory. I wanted to try and use the bumper to lock on. Oh, shoot. That's an 8. Sliding dash isn't going to do much against this guy. Wouldn't think. While I'm in the middle of all this. And it did, of course. I'm trying to remember how to use... Only a couple of stocked cards. Yeah. Yeah. It's both the bumpers. I mean, so far this isn't going too bad, but I really wish it would stop having Sora use sliding dash there. Hey, there we go. Now he's down a little lower, and I might actually just be able to attack normally for 2 seconds. Ah, darn it. Wrong button. right now. Really? All that distance and it's still... How was I not locked on during that? Why did it have to be sliding dash? I should have just tried to ditch that.
Fire! Courage!
Now. No, not sliding dash. Hey, he dug up some of the cards that I had used up earlier. Come on.
Heal!
No, shoot. Why did I do that? Come on. Get up there. Okay. Goofy. Really? He did not stay down there very long at all. That's disappointing. Starting to get a little low on cards. Thought I heard some other ally card drop in. Come on. Okay, well, little bit of magic damage in there is nice, I guess. Oh, come on. How did those both miss? I don't get it.
Courage!
I keep pressing the wrong buttons because I keep thinking of controls from other games. Nope, okay. Thought he was gonna smack the floor or something. There we go, jeez. I wasn't really that close to dying at any given point, so it's not like it was that bad. Just, the card system makes it a little... I don't know. Makes it not as fun as it otherwise could be. Got the Trickmaster card. You there, all of you. What is the meaning of this? Where did that creature come from? How would we know? So, you refuse to answer? You're hiding something. They're plotting against me. Seize them immediately. Please, Your Majesty, wait. It was you who commanded us to destroy those creatures. Huh? Your Majesty, in her prudence, didn't completely trust us at first. And so, at Your Majesty's command, we fought them to prove ourselves. Isn't that right, Sora? We did? I mean, we did, Your Majesty. I told you to do that? But Your Majesty, don't you remember? Don't be ridiculous. I never forget anything. Of course I gave the command. You did splendidly. Well, that was close. Way to improvise. I never would have thought of that. But the Cheshire Cat said as much. Try too hard to remember, and your memory might lie to you. The Queen would never admit she forgot, so instead she remembered something that didn't happen. She ended up fooling herself. What is it, Sora? Nothing. Well, I guess you'll be safe now. And the Queen won't give us any more trouble. After all, we got rid of the Heartless just like she commanded. Don't tell me you've been fooled too! Okay. Oh, jeez. Why don't... Or is this a new room? Maybe this is a new room. Conquerors. Alright. Word-related question of the day. Do you pronounce that respite or respite? Given, you know, the typical rules of the English language, you would think it should be respite. But since when has English always stuck to its own rules? Alright. So Wonderland is done. And now we're about to exit here, see what else is going on in actual Castle Oblivion.
Huh? What's the matter? It's that creepy castle that I was talking about earlier. I know I didn't imagine it. 'Cause that was the castle where Sora had to use the Keyblade to free Kyrie's heart. Then he just disappeared, and I was so worried. How could I ever forget that?
Oh, it was when I turned into a Heartless. Wait, that happened in a castle?
You forgot that? 'Cause I remember perfectly.
Then what's it called?
That's easy, it was. Somebody help me. Is it in your journal?
Every word. I finished the first volume right before we got to this castle. Now then, if I can just find it. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, how could it be?
What's the matter?
Oh, my entries, they're gone. Every page is blank.
What do we do?
How could this have happened? I'm so careful with the journals. All that hard work is gone.
The journal's blank. What's going on?
Maybe because Sora never actually read the journal, so it's not in his memory. Once we get out of the castle, let's help Jiminy rewrite the journal. I don't think Jiminy would erase his own journal. No, I don't think so either.
Something screwy. Journal pages don't just vanish.
What if it's more things?
Huh?
Goofy was telling us about another castle we'd been to, but none of us really remembers it. Do you think? Could it be that we don't remember because we're losing our memories?
Losing our memories?
Hold on. Remember what that mystery fella said? In this place, to find is to lose, and to lose is to find. It must have been our memories he was talking about losing.
So if we keep going, we'll lose more. Guess it really is Castle Oblivion.
So the higher we go, the more we'll forget. Does that mean everything and everybody will be forgotten?
Riku and Kyrie too.
Do you want to go back?
Don't worry, fellers. We might forget about where we've been or what things we've seen, but we won't forget who our friends are.
I don't know.
Come on, Sora. When you turned into a Heartless, did you forget about me and Donald?
Of course I didn't.
There you go. No matter what happens, you won't forget your friends.
Oh. You're right. Thank you, Goofy.
So if there's nothing here that can make you forget about your friends, then we have nothing to be scared of. Let's go!
But when I turned into a Heartless, who was the one who took forever to notice and kept clobbering me?
How come you couldn't forget about that?
So I gotta say, I was chatting with somebody else a little bit about the Kingdom Hearts games, and part of the reason they weren't totally sure that they wanted to play them was because they knew how heavily Donald played into things. And didn't really want to listen to his voice and the way he speaks for very long. I mean, granted, there's some of the games in this series that I haven't played, but out of the 4 that I have, I think this is the one where Donald features the most. At least in actual, like, voiced speaking roles. Relative to the whole story of a particular game. Anyway, if you're still remembering the silly stuff, we'll be okay. There's no way we could ever forget our friends. Alright. Let's at least get a gander at what the next world is, eh? So we could go to Agrabah, Olympus, Monstro, or Halloween Town. Now, if we're following the order of the previous game, Olympus would be the next logical choice. So here we go. Pretty sure that's the order I did it in when I first played. But anyway. Look, an announcement. It's for some sort of contest. They're calling it the Olympus Coliseum Survival Cup. Contenders have to run an obstacle course, battling each other along the way. And listen to this. The great hero Hercules will also compete for the cup. It says here he's never been beaten. Sounds like fun. Why don't we enter too? I thought you'd say that. Whenever there's a contest, you're raring to join up. You're going to compete even if we don't, right? Uh-huh. Guess we'd better tag along then. Hold it, everyone. There's more. Only contenders who finish the preliminary course may enter the main competition. It says the preliminary course is just ahead. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go! Hercules is a model of true strength and gallantry. The perfect hero? Oh, he's perfect, all right. Perfectly infuriating. Just thinking about that little sunspot makes me boil. Who I'd like to drag him into the underworld. Which is why you hired me. That's right. You're my man. Cloud, is it? Your job is to beat Hercules in the games. And once you've got him cornered, finish the job. Do that for me, and you restore my lost memories, as we agreed. You have my word. This seems like an awfully familiar situation. Crud. Okay. Didn't get the spacing right to end up, you know, getting a preemptive strike on the enemies. Blue Rhapsody. Ooh, got a fire card there. Speaking of Blue Rhapsodies, hello. Okay, there goes the big guy. Okay. Oh, hello. New Slight Strike Raid. Okay. Hurl the Keyblade forward, stunning and dealing damage to enemies in its path. 3 attack cards, total value 24 to 26. Jeez. So basically, all high value cards. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Jeez. Figures that it was too easy to just have a couple of shadows in there. Yeah, I still think the spinning attack is overall more effective. Okay. Lasting Days. Right, I think we're done with Heartless in this one. Well, last one didn't give us anything. Bit of a bummer, but oh well. I don't think anything happens if you jump on top of these, it's just kind of there. If anything were going to happen from jumping on these, I would figure it would send you in this direction. But no. Anyway. Trying to keep an eye on my time here. Okay. Anything with a 1 or above. Got 3 of those. Lowest is 4. 4 of those, but the lowest is a 4. 3 of those with a 1. Room where striking first deals heavy damage to Heartless. That wouldn't be bad. Bounty. Would give us treasure. Or I could do a Moogle room. We haven't done a Moogle room yet. Let's do that. Granted, there's a bunch of these rooms we haven't done yet, but I've been getting Moogle points all this time, and haven't been able to use any of them. Hey, speaking of... Yay, Moogle points. Or at least, eventually, yay, I would think. The Moogle Shop is a Moogle establishment where you can trade in cards. Exchange cards you don't need anymore for Moogle points. Save up enough points and you can trade them in for a new card pack. You can get a free card pack the first time you visit the Moogle Shop. Here's a card pack for you, Kupo. Okay. 3 copies of Lady Luck with 3, 5, and 5. Got an Olympia with a 5 and a Kingdom Key with a 5. Hi, Kupo. Buy some card packs before you go, Kupo. Got any old cards, Kupo? Trade them in for points. Alright, let's see what we might get in some packs here. So you could buy a mixture of attack magic and item, or you can specifically buy a whole pack with just a specific kind. I'm inclined to at least try and get one of each. More attack cards. Okay. Still nothing above a 5. Yeah, the magic ones are 200. Blizzard, Simba, Blizzard, Fire. Now, why is this one yellow? I feel like that means something special. But I'm not sure what at the moment. I don't quite remember. Item cards. All potions with literally every value from 1 to 5. Quickly reloads reloadable attack cards. Just the attack cards, interesting. Not sure I had really paid much attention to that before. So generally speaking, unless you plan on coming back to a Moogle room within a world, you probably want to use all your Moogle points while you're in one. Earn points. Okay, that just lets you go back and forth between... I still don't know what the shininess does. Is it like extra powerful? Is that... I don't know. I could probably ditch a couple of Kingdom Key cards. Could trade that in for 6 points. Higher values also give you more Moogle points. I don't necessarily want to get rid of any Simba cards because I could try and stack those together to make a more powerful Simba attack thing. Increases the strength of ice-based abilities. Interesting. That's not quite what I meant to do, but oh well, I probably wasn't going to trade in any more of those anyway. More cards. Okay, we got another yellow one here. I'm still not totally sure what that does. More magic. Okay, we got a cure, a couple of ices, a Simba, and a fire. And more items just cuz. Ooh, we got an 8 this time. Nice. And I guess one more set of attack cards just cuz. Ooh, we got a 9. Nice. Okay. So yeah, that's a Moogle room for you and how that all works. Now, is this the next room that progresses the story? No, that's the room after. That's the second story room. Need a 3 or higher. Gotcha. Okay. Could do that one with a 4. Could do that with a 4. Meeting ground. If you have friends, a friend card appears at the start of battles. Heartless moves slowly. Could do that, since that's exactly a 3. Could do a calm bounty. You know, why not? I'm in a new room exploration kind of mood. That doesn't seem to do anything. Treasure! What do we get? Sora learns Blizzard Raid. Interesting. Okay. That's another slight kind of thing if I do Blizzard and then 2 attack cards.
Yeah.
Got a few more removal points there. Is this the room we're looking for? No. I'll get there eventually. But before I enter the next story room, I would probably end up wanting to, you know, save the game. Alright, let's go with a meeting ground for 4. There will be some fighting in this room, but there will be extra help at the start of each battle. Alright, come on. Oh, please tell me I didn't just happen into... Doggone it. I wound up dropping down on the shadow instead of getting the Blue Rhapsody enemy. Oh yeah. That did some damage there. Alright, come on. Let me get the Donald card.
Freeze! Heal!
I didn't end up using the Donald card though. Whoopsie.
Donald! Heal!
Okay. Anywho. Sorceress Waking. I'm a little surprised that hit the Blue Rhapsody there. So I would guess that this here is going to be the room that we need for story progress. Is it? No. Jeez. It's going to make me go like all the way to the other end of this world. Why did I do that? That was completely unnecessary. Especially against just a shadow. Come on. You know what? I'll just use plain Goofy with his tornado attack. Double Donald. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Ha! Goofy!
Loyal!
Yeah.
And there's still more enemies. Okay.
Yeah. Goofy!
Loyal!
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking if I had done Olympus before, if I had done Olympus before Wonderland, it might not have gone so well. I don't know. No, thank you. I'll just do it like this.
Arnold!
Now, why'd you have to use blizzard magic on the ice enemies? Come on, Arnold. What are you thinking?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Got another Moogle Room card. Value of 7.
Yeah. Ha!
Actually, I should be going after this dude
Yeah.
first.
Ha! Goofy!
Loyal!
The shadows tend to use pretty low value cards. No, that's not what I was trying to do at all. Oh well.
Ha! Yeah. Ha! Yeah. Arnold! Yeah, yeah. Ha!
More Donald.
Arnold!
I'm trying to get through some of this stuff sort of quickly, just because in the stream I've got an ad break coming up.
Yeah. Power! Freeze! Heal!
Okay. That battle's done. Hopefully I can find the room that I need for the... Wait, doesn't that mean that's where I came from? But it would show that it's open if that was the case, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. Alrighty. Something with a 5, something with a 5. That's got a 6. I'm just gonna go right to that. Actually, real quick, let me just do something here in the stream. Okay.
Yeah.
Just had to put a bit of a snooze on the ad break.
Yeah. Ha! 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 Yeah. Ha! Courage! Freeze!
Okay. Well, at least the fact that it, the fact that it has me doing, like, all the rooms first just means it's gonna be, like, pure story to start things off
Yeah.
in the next episode.
Goofy!
Nice.
Loyal!
Goofy with a value of 9. Okay. Looming darkness.
Yeah. Ha! Ha!
didn't even hit the shadow I was aiming at.
Freeze! Fire!
None of that stuff I just tried hit what I was aiming at. Because darn shadow enemies just, like, make themselves unhittable when they sink into the ground like that. Okay. Didn't even wind up using any ally cards that whole time. Alright, one more battle in this room, and then I think that door there is the one that I actually need to advance the story. I did not mean to actually, like, start using that combo right then. But oh well. Now. Okay. Now I'll just break some of this stuff here. And these are apparently things you just jump on. You don't smack them with the Keyblade. This has to be it, right? Yeah, okay. But that's where we'll start things off in the next episode. Okay. Now I can actually, like, you know, run the Twitch ad break and do that stuff. Maybe have another look-see over my deck. See if I can use any of the new cards that I got from the Moogle shop. But ad break first for Twitch. Review decks. Edit. See, I'm still not sure what the shininess means. But, main thing I do know is that I could use some more fire in here. In fact, if I can just do an all-fire combo, that would be great. But I'm gonna need to ditch some stuff as well. Let me maybe get rid of some of these lower cost Keyblade things. That costs 23. Okay, so maybe the type of Keyblade actually does matter a bit. So that's 19, that's 14. Oh, okay. That's what the shiny ones are. They're actually, like, lower cost for what they do. Interesting, okay. Organize. Tell you what. I might actually get rid of even more Keyblade stuff. Because I want to be able to use more magic stuff. I've got 3 fires in there, that's no big deal. I would like to get another Simba or 2 in here. But oof. That's a bit pricey. Another healing in there wouldn't be a bad idea. A little more item stuff would also be nice. But that means I'm gonna have to ditch a bunch of other things. In fact, holy cow, I just noticed how many card points I have to make up here. Yeesh. So, maybe I'll get rid of Blizzard for now. Although, wait, that had the one slight thing, didn't it? See, now I'm trying too hard to get, like, ultra-powered stuff. Okay, yeah, these cost quite a lot. I'm realizing. Okay. Still gotta get rid of 16 card points. I guess I'll just get rid of this Lady Luck card and leave it at that. Jeez. Okay. Anywho. Alright. Time to actually continue with the game, and we'll see if that deck is actually any better now. I mean, I should be able to use more single cards, is kind of the main advantage there. But anyway. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty. Picking things up right where we left off. I did kind of change my deck around a little bit in the game, but otherwise... Oh, it makes you satisfy the 5 requirement first. That's a bit annoying, but oh well. I have 2 of those at a value of 9, so I'll just use that. Guess I can remove my webcam in case any dialogue shows up there. Huh? Where did you come from? Don't tell me you guys finished the prelims. We sure did. And now we want to go for the cup. Well, you came to the right place. Not that you stand a chance against Herc. Why not? 2 words. You ain't heroes. You're wrong. Yeah, he said 3 words. Exactly, but that's not the point. How can we prove we're heroes unless you give us a chance? He's right, Phil. They cleared the prelims. I think they deserve a shot. You got a point there, Herc. But still. Of course, we could always cancel the games. Cancel them? What for? Old Phil's prelim course was so hard, no one else could finish it. Is that right? Well, if you let us compete, you won't have to cancel the games. How about it, Phil? Okay, you got me over a barrel, so fine. Here's how it works, kid. It's Sora, not kid. Sure, kid. Since your team and Hercules are the only contenders... No, they're not. Wasn't 100% sure if that was going to be Cloud or Hades talking there. Makes more sense than Cloud. The games have a new challenger. Named Cloud. The more the merrier. Now the games will really be something to see. I'm looking forward to this. Don't expect me to pull any punches. Hey, as long as you don't expect me to take them. Let's give it our best. Okay, let's get this show going. But first I gotta explain a few rules. Rule number 1. First one through the obstacle course wins. Rule number 2. In the event of a tie, a battle will determine the winner. Rule number 3. You can interfere with your opponents on the course. And finally, rule number 4. All challengers have to give it everything they got. Alright, enough with the spiel. On your marks, get set, go! Okay. I don't think it's actually going to, make us race through these rooms here. Is this the next one? No, it is not. Where's the next room that I need to go to? It's down that way. Okay. So we go through the Moogle room here and over this way. Need a green card. I've got 4 of those, so that's looking like a decent option. Yeah, sure. I'll use the 2. And then that. More cutscenes? Probably. Gosh, that was nice of him to wait for us to catch up. He's not waiting. Remember rule number 3? You can interfere with your opponents on the course. He's looking to narrow the field. You could put that away. I'm not looking for a fight with you, so keep moving. See? He was waiting for us to catch up. Well, we've caught up. Let's take him up on his offer and keep going. I don't see a downside. Listen, are you sure? I'm not here for the cup, just Hercules. Today he loses more than the competition. You don't mean... But why? This is business. Stay out of it. Go win your cup. Do you realize what you're doing? Rule number 3. You can interfere with your opponents, right? You're not the only one who wants to fight Hercules. Big mistake. Oh boy.
Come on, give me your best.
Yeah, jeez. Omni Slash. That's not even enough. Ow. Okay, you know what? Forget all that. Please do not use a 0. Work on it. Use your cross slash. Oh, he actually used the cross slash and I wasn't even paying attention. Boom. Oh, come on, really? That miss is a little bit annoying, but oh well.
Courage!
Is that the best you can do?
Heal!
Okay.
Fire! Power!
That figures.
Funnel! Heal!
Now,
Alright, we're getting close.
Funnel!
There we go. Alright. That actually wasn't too bad. Having a few higher value cards in there that I didn't really need to stack up was actually kind of handy. Ooh, hey, look at that. We got a high potion. How exactly that's better than a regular potion, I forget. Cloud, where'd you go? He headed for the finish line. We'd better go after him. Right. Okay. Now I gotta go to the last room, which is up that way. Need 3 or lower in that. I don't think I have much more that I can spend Moogle points on right now. Nope. Okay. Also, I'm heavily considering focusing on card points for a while with the next few level ups. That's not the right door. I would really like to be able to go through one of those doors eventually. But I ain't got the right card for it yet. Okay, 3 or less. And that. We got a 1 there. Got a 1 there. Got a 1 of stagnant space. So far, that seems like the best option, or the strong initiative. Yeah. I'm leaning toward the stagnant space. Okay. And then this. And more story stuff. lost. Give it up, Cloud. We're not done yet. I can't guarantee your safety if we keep going like this. Better worry about yourself. Looks to me like you're slowing down a bit. Don't worry, I'll back you up. Sora? Get all the backup you want. I'm going to finish you and get back my memories. Huh? Your memories? Now, Cloud, we don't want to spill the beans. Hades, you! Looks like you oversold yourself. All you did was wear him down. This doesn't look good for your performance rating. Let me put it this way. You, my spiky-haired friend, are fired. What? But my memories. We had a deal. Did you really think you could get back your lost memories just like that? Get a grip. Why, you... Out of the way. I'll take care of Hercules myself. Hey. Rule number 5. It's never too late to enter the games. Hades, you were behind this from the start. Cloud may have failed to take you out, but he did break you down. Time for plan B. Pack your pita, Herc, because you've just won a free trip to the underworld, paid by me. Hold it. Sora, no. Come on, Herc. How can we go one-on-one if you're in the underworld? Good point, kid. I guess you'll just have to go with him. Rule number 6. There are no rules. Ha ha. Alright. We just fought Cloud and now we got Hades. Yay.
Feel the heat. Take power. Take that. That's it.
Now.
That's it.
Funnel!
Take that.
I don't know if using fire against Hades is really going to do much.
Take that.
Fire!
Nope. In fact, it heals him. Good grief, that was... Ugh.
Take that. That's it. That's it. Take that. That's it.
I should have added some blizzard cards in here.
Take that. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Ha!
Take that.
And he's got way more cards to work with.
Take that. Take that.
Partially because I've been using so many
Take that.
in, like, combo stuff.
Take that.
Courage!
That's it. That's it.
Goofy!
Doggone it. That's still not going to be enough. And I have to stay still while I do this.
Take that. Feel heat.
Pretty sure that's more than my combo is worth. This might not be looking too good for me.
Take that. That's it. That's it. Take that. Take that. That's it. That's it.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Hey,
No, not letting you use that.
Take that.
Not letting you take the easy way of getting your stuff back.
Take that. Take that. Take that.
Yeah, I might have really messed up by trying to use fire
Take
against him.
Take that. Take that. Take. That's it. That's it.
No, you don't. Yeah, I still have 2 whole health bars to go after this one. This is not looking great for
Feel the
me.
heat. Feel the heat. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. That's it. That's it. Take that. Take that.
Pluto.
Take that.
Yeah.
Take that.
Especially a 9 value Pluto. And I'm getting a couple of my cards back, which is nice.
That's it. That's it. Take that.
That's gonna get broken pretty easily, though.
Take that. Take that. Take that.
I'm really trying to get him to use Temper Flare, or at least trying to wait for him to use Temper Flare before I use the Crowd Roar here.
Take that. Take that. Feel the heat.
Goofy, eh?
Feel the heat.
That was dumb on my part. Trying to use all those cards against a combination
Take that. Take that.
was definitely not gonna break.
Take that. Take that.
Whoa!
Take that. Take that.
Alright.
Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that.
Courage!
This would be so
Take
much
that.
better and easier if I could
Take that.
have just not had fire in the mix.
Take that.
Heal!
Feel the heat.
Okay.
Take that.
I'm getting close though.
Take that.
Come on.
Take
There we
that.
go. I'm like, give me a
Take
card,
that.
please.
Power!
Take
Ah,
that.
of course he uses a 0
Take
right
that.
then.
Courage!
Again, getting close.
Heal!
Take that. Feel the heat.
Yeah!
There we go. Okay.
Is it happening?
Oh, man. Yeah, these battles are getting a little intense. Mostly due to my lack of cards in my deck. Alright. Speaking of cards, we got a Hades card. What? The games are canceled? How come? 2 words. Everyone is pooped. Wait, that was more than 2. You gotta be kidding. What about my match with Hercules? I'm sorry, Sora, but you wouldn't want me to compete in this condition. Let's have a match when I've rested up a bit. Can you wait? Okay, I'll hold you to that. Then it's settled. Sora, over here. He's coming around. You okay? Yeah. Oh, I forgot I still had the webcam in there. Sorry I messed up your games. Hey, hope you get your memories back. Forget about what Hades said. Sometimes the tiniest thing can make you remember stuff you forgot years ago. If it's an important memory, there's no way it could ever be gone forever. That's what I think, anyway. That's for you, for helping me out. Sure you don't want to just come with us instead? Not interested. And we got a cloud card. Okay. Ooh, hello. Another high potion. Kind of low value, but whatever. Saving. Yeah, I guess I'll save it there since I'm still on the 3rd floor. Okay. Let's see what happens next.
I hope the kid is gonna be okay.
Why bring that up?
I had to be sure that I hadn't forgotten them.
How'd that go for you?
Good. I remembered where I had first to find the king.
Well, I remember that too. The king helped save everything by staying on the other side of the door to darkness, I think.
You got it, Goofy.
And me? I'm looking for Riku. He was with the king when the door closed. I guess there's no way we'll forget the most important memories.
That's good, 'cause I don't want to forget.
Okay, but there might be another scene once we go up to the next level, so... Not bringing the webcam back just yet. I bet Riku and the king are still together. We've got to find the king soon. I know I'll never forget that.
You seem pretty intrigued by this Sora kid.
Are you telling me you're not, Larxene?
Haven't decided yet. I think what intrigues me more is what you see in him.
There was a time he became a Heartless. And if one becomes a Heartless...
They lose their minds and their feelings. They're consumed by the darkness.
Right, but not Sora. He held on to his feelings even as a Heartless. And there's only one other man who's been able to do just that.
It's the strength of his heart. That's what interests you. Why the Keyblade shows Sora's heart.
To unlock the mysteries of the heart. Isn't that the organization's mission?
I think that's a yes.
I wonder if there's anything we've forgotten.
If we did, what would it have been? I can't think of anything, so maybe that means that I really am losing my memories. But whatever they were, they couldn't have been very important memories, right?
Right. Or else I don't think you would have forgotten it. Look,
What is it?
a good luck charm Kairi gave me. It's special to her, so I promised that I would return it. I'll never forget making that promise. It's why I could never forget Kairi. Am I right, Kairi? Huh? Oh? Do I know? That girl?
Hey, Sora! Where did you go?
Sorry, never mind.
We better keep going.
I do wonder to a minor extent if it's more of a, if it's actually more of like the further they go in, the more they forget, or if it would also kind of end up being like a time-based thing, if that makes any sense. Alright. New floor, alternating the save file. I guess I can do a little bit in the next world. I think the next one canonically would be Agrabah. I do think maybe I made the mistake previously of doing Monstro first and then Agrabah. Look, Sora, someone's in trouble. We'd better do something. Mind if we help? Thanks. I thought I was done for. Oh, it's putting us into a battle right off the bat. No room entry or nothing. I mean, if it's just shadows, it shouldn't be that big a problem. Oh, I forgot. I didn't have as many regular attack cards.
Aladdin! Power! Fire! Fire!
As long as I don't hit the fat bandit with fire, I would figure it's alright.
Yeah! Ha! Donald!
Oh, that's another goofy card. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's Aladdin.
Yeah! Goofy!
Oh yeah. Look at all that damage. Sandstorm level 2, and we'll get this
Aladdin!
Cure card in there just to, you know, give the combo a bit of a higher value and more likely, a greater chance of success. You know, I said I'd focus on card points for a while. Actually, yeah, you know what? My HP hasn't been doing too terrible lately. They just keep coming! Guess we better see if the legends are true. Magic lamp, my first wish. Get rid of these Heartless. Stand back, kids. Genie of the lamp coming through. Ain't nothing I can't make right as rain. Well, if we had rain in the desert. But enough dry jokes. One heartless disappearing act coming right up. Gorsh. Why didn't you call him in the first place? It's not that simple. You see, I couldn't have said it better myself, but I will anyway. I'm strictly limited to 3 wishes per master, and ixnay on the wishing for more wishes. So you've got 2 wishes left? Better use them carefully. I've got to get back to the palace somehow, but with all these Heartless... Hey Sora, we're headed that way too, so why don't we go with Aladdin? Sounds like a plan. That would be great. Thanks a lot. Okay. Now maybe we'll actually do a little world room exploring. Unknown room. Well, if I could pick up something like this, that means there's probably going to be Heartless around here somewhere. And that missed. Okay. Fine. Be that way.
Donald!
I guess I don't have to worry too much about whether or not I'm able to, reuse my cards in just a regular battle like this, because it's probably not going to last long enough for that to be an issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, card. 3 wishes. I didn't pay attention to the number value on it, but whatever.
Yeah. Power. Fire.
Alrighty. Health is looking a little bit low.
Yeah.
Oh, fancy that. Dang it. Wasn't quite quick enough that time.
Aladdin. Yeah. Courage.
Come on.
Fire. Fire.
Okay. Oh, geez. Right. Barrel spiders.
Donald.
Ooh, that did quite a bit of damage. I don't like that.
Yeah. Heal.
Yeah, let's get some healing in here. That ought to help.
Power.
Really? How did that only get one of them?
Fire. 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 Yeah.
Okay. But wait, there's more. Alright, going after this guy first. How? How did I already get a card broken?
Power.
Roar! Let me get some of my other cards back here real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goofy.
Loyal!
Ha. Fire. Fire.
Okay.
Fire.
There we go. I really don't like how unhittable the shadows are when they're, in the ground.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm almost back at full health.
Yeah. Yeah.
Figured there had to be a Heartless nearby somewhere.
Yeah. Goofy.
Loyal!
Oh yeah, nice one.
Yeah. Ha. 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 Courage.
That really should not be the type of attack that only affects one direction. Okay. Well, there's only one way to go. And it's this way. Need just a 1 or higher, eh? Okay. That's got 3, that's got 3. That has 4, and there's a 1 of it. There's something with a 1 value. Although, I have 6 calm bounties, including a 1. So I'll go with that. Okay. Some Moogle points there. I just hit that once, okay.
Yeah.
More Moogle points. And health that I don't need, but oh well. Gravity. I'm honestly not sure I recall ever getting gravity in my previous, probably 2 playthroughs. Okay. I don't want to do 2 calm bounties in a row, even though I could. I could make this one a save room, though, or a room with a save point, I should say. Let's do that. Okay. So that is just a regular room, I assume. Ooh, card. 3 wishes with a value of 3. How fitting. Because, you know, it's 3 wishes. Yeah, anyway. Alright. So is that room there the first story room? No, it's not. That's the second one. Great. Well, I'm gonna save. And then let me check the world map here. Okay, so it seems like I need to go that way. Which is this door, I think? Alright. Room where victory often leads to roulette bonuses. That's a new one. Might do that. Especially because it has a 3 value card. Yeah. Roulette room. Number 3. This could end up being the last room that I do in this episode. Oh, hello. Why did you appear from that side? I was hoping you would appear behind me, and then, you know...
Aladdin!
And then attack the big guy.
Aladdin!
Alright, big guy's gone, that's good. Hey, level up. Also good.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Really? Guess I could have used Cure there.
Heal!
Okay. Roulette bonus. Jeez. What do I even want out of all this? I guess it doesn't matter that much because they're all just rune cards. Sorceress Waking. And more card points. I will actually make use of that in between episodes, probably, and rearrange the deck.
Power!
Okay. That wasn't too bad. Oh, right. Roulette bonuses and stuff. So does it stop, like, immediately when I press A? Because if so... I figure I might want something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
This is quite a large room, honestly. Alright. I'm like, there's gotta be a Heartless around here somewhere. Let me specify, gotta be another Heartless around here somewhere. Really? Why on earth would you think using Cure twice was what I wanted you to do in that situation, Donald? Okay. Let's go for this one. Partially because I don't think I've used that one before. Oh, jeez. More Heartless. Really shouldn't be surprised at that, though.
Courage! Aladdin! Fire! 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 Heal! Yeah! Ha! Ha! Yeah! Heal!
Nice try.
Yeah!
I'm familiar with your attacks. Familiar enough to know what's coming my way.
Aladdin!
I'm a little bit surprised that actually hit. I'm like, how do I change targets?
Fire!
I know how to lock on, but I'm not sure how to change which target I'm locked onto. Okay. I really don't know which one I want to go with. Sure, why not?
Yeah!
So really the main benefit to a roulette room is that you actually get to pick the other room cards that you get from the battles in it.
Power! Fire! Fire! Yeah! Yeah! Ha!
Okay. And once again, getting slightly low on time. From the standpoint of the stream, anyway.
Aladdin! Courage!
Okay.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Does it for that battle. Oh, no roulette bonus that time.
Yeah!
But I guess that's alright. Means I don't have to take quite as long. finish the room.
Aladdin!
Why did you appear from that side? I wish you would make better decisions on which side of me you appear from. I thought I heard another card come in, but that's not really what I want. So I'll just use fire and be done with it. Okay. There has to be at least one more Heartless battle in here, right? How did that miss? It's like it didn't fully spawn yet or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Power! Fire! 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 Aladdin!
And I leveled up again. That's nice. Alright, come on, what you waiting for? There we go. New Slight Blitz. 3 attack cards of differing types. Total value 10 to 15. Okay. So if it's the same type, I'll do the sliding dash. Different types will give me that.
Courage! Fire! 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 Yeah!
Okay. Roulette bonus. Don't really care that much. I'm gonna snooze the ad break on Twitch. Oh, hey, got the one number in the green cards that I didn't have. The one number I didn't have in a green card. Hey, come on. Come back. Aha! Gotcha. See, the big explodey barrel like that is even better than just the regular kind of barrel, because it doesn't just stun them, it deals a bunch of damage, too.
Fire! Fire! Funnel!
And, of course, Blizzard missed.
Fire!
But fire did not. I don't really care that much what kind of room I get. Okay, so that is not where I would need to go next. That would be this way. But that is probably where we'll pick things up in the next episode. Meanwhile, I'm going to save. So yeah. Come back next time and we'll do some more stuff in Agrabah. We got through about 2 floors. About a floor each in the past couple episodes, so not terrible progress. But anyway. Okay. I will, just while I'm thinking about it, take another look at my deck now that I've got a bunch more card points available. So I could just like add Blizzard in here, add a couple of spots like that. Actually, I don't know if that's the best spot for it. Hang on. Undo that. Okay, put it there for sure. And then maybe put another one there. Yeah, okay. Got 3 decently high value cards, and then maybe a couple of these Blizzard... Was it Blizzard Blitz? Is that what it's called? I don't know. Anyway. And I'm thinking that's about all I might be able to change. Could put Gravity in there just for funsies, but that's only a 1 value. So maybe not the best idea. Ooh, okay. Tell you what. Let's get that in here. And then a couple of other maybe low to mid value. Okay, so that's 8 so far. I need like a 2 value something. Yeah. But that... I don't have enough card points for that. Dang it. Fine. So that's 15. That's a 10. If I get something with a cost of 14 or less. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Well, phooey. Fine then. I suppose I will deal without it for now. Could just get like one more high value attack card in the early spots. Ooh, like that. Yeah. Okay. Suppose that'll be enough. Ad break is about to run. I don't necessarily mind that so much this time. Just don't want to be using up all of my ad snoozes. Of course, that is all I've got, and it doesn't really matter much for a Saturday stream, so you know what? Rather than make y'all sit through some ads on Twitch, I'm just gonna wrap it up from here, I think. I did just save, right? It's like walking through a doorway. Sometimes you have a purpose, but then something distracts you a little bit, and then you forget what you were doing. And this is when I would figure out who I want to raid. Oh, that's right, it gives previews and stuff in the raid feature automatically. Alright. I'm going to maybe be a little bit selfish here with this, but this is also related to my content creator class homework. So, we'll see what happens with this one particular person if and when I raid him. But I might actually want to have another tab pulled up with his stream just in case. Because I'm not sure how that all works. Like, if it might kick me off of it in that window eventually. Anyway. Okay. Now we're going to do the raid. So that will be everything from me. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. Hopefully I'll see you on Saturday for another one where I will probably not be playing this game, but might be doing either more regular Kingdom Hearts stuff, or I'll either be doing more Kingdom Hearts 1 stuff, or I will be maybe doing some Digimon Survive or some other game. I don't know. Haven't quite decided yet. But anyway, that's all I've got. Hope you're all doing well, and yeah, I suppose until next time, stay cool, everybody.